about the defensemen, and the trophy trackers continue at NHL.com. Up next, we'll be joined by one of the great sports photographers of all time, Bruce Bennett, who tonight is going to be covering his 5,000th hockey game. Look at that young Wayne Gretzky, Bob Gainey.
Wow, your former boss.
Amazing.
Yeah. Good man.
Bruce Bennett's coming up next.
He got that one with his stick.
For the first time since 1961, the Chicago Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup.
He comes forward to receive the cup, and this will undoubtedly be the highest that it's ever been held.
Over the last 38 years, think of all the changes in the game, whether it's the rules or the players, but there has been one constant. It's a man capturing the images, and that is the great photographer Bruce Bennett, who tonight on Long Island is going to be shooting his 5,000th hockey game. Bruce, it's great to talk with you. How you doing, and what do you think of this game tonight and the milestone?
I'm ready. I'm ready for 5,000, and I'm ready for another 5,000. Well, maybe not 5,000, but I got a few more left in me. It's still fun. Still love the sport. Athletes are great. So I plan on continuing for a few more years anyway.
Bruce, congratulations on the milestone, and we're thrilled to have you on today. This is the highlight of my career, to be on live with you. I finally reached the apex, so thanks for taking a few minutes for me. When you started this out in the 70s, did you ever think that this would end up being something that you would do for so many years?
Look, it's a dream come true. I think originally all I thought about doing was getting into the games for free. An 18-year-old kid, naive kid, without much experience taking pictures, sent them to the Hockey News up in Montreal, and $4 a picture. That was worth it to me because I got the press pass, and there's no way I could have envisioned that I'd spend 16-plus years in a hockey rink over those 5,000 games.
Well, Bruce, we got some of your most memorable images here. The list is amazing. 22 Stanley Cup deciding games. And I know you got a story going back to 1979 about how you almost missed that celebration of the Montreal Canadiens. Can you share that with us?
Sure. Well, I didn't speak French very well back then, nor do I now. And I misunderstood where I needed to go to get on the ice at the end of the game. And that was an assignment for the Hockey News, and I took my assignments pretty seriously. And I just was barred every which way I tried to get on the ice. So with the help of some of the patrons in the front row, they allowed me to stand on their chair. And I was able to get some images of Bob Gainey. The Hockey News wasn't happy with it because it was the back of Bob, but it turned out that that image is sold countless times year after year and has become a good symbol of the glory that is winning the Stanley Cup.
Hey, Bruce, how about those years when the New York Islanders were winning the 4 consecutive Stanley Cups, in particular that first year? They show the highlight of it. We showed it again with Nystrom scoring that goal, and there's just bedlam on the ice out there. It's not kind of as organized as it is today. You're from Long Island, and you grew up, obviously, you've done millions there. Well, not millions, obviously. We know how many you're doing, but thousands of games on Long Island. What was that like? What was that run like? Because you were right there.
You know, as a photographer, it's really important to separate your emotions when you shoot and suppress your emotions. And I was feeling a lot that day, being a native Long Islander. But I knew going in that to get the images to be successful, I had to keep that inside. And I mean, I'm looking out here now and I'm reliving that moment because I know it was right down in that corner, and I was right about over here sitting in the photo box, jumped over the boards so when it all happened, and the rest really was a blur.
Well, Bruce, you got another one of your great moments, one of the great moments in hockey history, the 1987 Canada Cup. maybe the greatest hockey that's ever been played. You had Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux playing on the same line. What do you remember about that tournament?
I just remember watching those two guys, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult for me, even though I've shot almost 40 years of hockey. Only this eye has really seen all the hockey. This eye's been closed, so I don't know if that might be 20 years of hockey. I'm not certain, but you know, those guys. Look, when they played individually, they were magic on ice, and to have those guys team up. I think the stat that I saw the other day when I was doing a little homework on this stuff was those guys, Lemieux and Gretzky, combined for basically 2/3 of all the points that were piled up during that 3-game series. You know, in the finals, a 3-game series in the finals of the '87 Canada Cup.
Bruce, you've been everywhere there is to be with hockey. Olympics, Canada Cups, World Cup, Stanley Cup Final, all kinds of things. Is there one moment to you that is a favorite moment in a long and storied career?
Well, I have to say it really was 1980. It was when the Islanders won. You know, it's funny, no matter where I go, year after year, every Stanley Cup final that I shoot, there's always some fan that'll come up to me and say, wow, it's really loud in here. Can you, you know, there's never been a building this loud, has there? And I always humor them and say, oh, this is the loudest I've ever heard. But really, in 1980, probably because of all those emotions inside me as well, but it was just so unexpected. That's still the most cherished memory for me.
Bruce, a remarkable career, and it's so cool to talk with you. Thanks so much. Congratulations again.
Thanks for having me, guys. And listen, I'm going to continue stalking E.J. In bathrooms around the National Hockey League. I have a tremendous collection. I stalk him. Yeah, it's terrific. Yep. So watch out, E.J. I'm right behind you.
I'll be watching. I'll be careful. Keep an eye out for Bruce. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, there's Bruce in the penalty box.
Thanks, guys.